It's really good to be back.
Visiting my hometown in San Diego for the first time in a long time. And emotionally, a lot has come up for me here. I spend my days journaling on the sand, watching the gulls, looking for hidden lessons in the shadows. I do this because our suffering, our shadows, our regrets, the things we don't want to admit to ourselves, are actually our most beautiful lessons. I believe in the Buddhist idea that pain and suffering come to us when we are attached to things. But I also believe it's our job to explore these attachments. I don't believe in wallowing or staying in a low vibration for too long. I don't believe one should glorify pain and suffering. But I do believe in integrity, in owning your authentic truth, in owning how you truly feel, and then also having the strength to get up and move on. And it's easier to move on and feel lighter when we let go of the weight. And I think so many people ignore their shadows, repress how they really feel, stifle their voices, their creativity. So many people live in denial or procrastination, or just simply numb themselves of their true gifts and calling, because sitting down and dealing with it seems much too painful. There is good that comes with hardship, evolution, growth, transformation. But here's the thing. I don't think challenge, hardship, or regret is a bad thing. In fact, I have grown the most in my life from experiencing regret. I know now that my mistakes, my detours, my regrets are actually my biggest catalyst for change. Regret aids me in reflection. It supports me in my growth. Having peace within yourself means accepting yourself, forgiving yourself, loving yourself, and truly owning every feeling that comes up for you. I feel like many people often say, live life, no regrets. I don't regret anything in my life. And I used to say that too. I was totally one of those people that always said that. Like, I don't have any regrets in my life. But in actuality, we all have regrets. And I think once we own that and accept that, we stand in our authenticity even more. By saying that you have absolutely no regrets in your life, that you have nothing in your life that you wish you had done it differently, because let's be real, all of us have things in our lives that we wish we did differently. Conversations we had that we wish we had said things differently. We all have experienced this. And by saying that we have no regrets, it negates our truth. It negates how we honestly, authentically, what we really, truly feel. If you feel guilt or regret about anything in life, there is nothing wrong with that. Every emotion is valid and valuable, even the negative ones. Regret and guilt is just as helpful and valuable as elation, joy, and peace. I've realized from my own journey is that living a life of inner peace all stems from accepting what is. And that doesn't mean we're complacent. That doesn't mean we don't take action, or we don't let things go, or we don't take action to get away from bad situations or experiences or bad people in our lives. But it just means that we see everything in our lives from an energetic standpoint. We see everything in our world as a lens of neutrality. And then by looking at everything through that lens of neutrality, we can then make choices and take action accordingly. I think so many of us see the physical world as just a physical experience. But there is so much that is unseen, that we cannot see with the naked eye, with our five senses. There is so much more out there. And when we can start seeing things energetically and start feeling things energetically, we're able to really make choices that align with us, with what we truly want, with our soul's desires. And having inner peace demands that you take action on the callings of your heart, that you follow your inner guidance system, that you follow that inner compass. It's been really nice seeing my mom after 2.5 years apart. We've been going thrifting together, taking walks on the pier, having just really long talks, and it's been really, really nice. My relationship with my mother is very complicated. It's wonderful. She's my best friend. She's one of my soulmates in this life. It's not an easy relationship by any means, but it's also a deeply profound, educational, and it's a relationship that requires both of us to grow beyond our limits, beyond our capacity. And because of that, because we're both teaching each other on a soul level these lessons that we came to this life to teach one another, it's also very painful. And I'm immensely grateful for the time that I got to see my mom, because she does mean the world to me. And it was so great to just see her. Hi, Mom! Making time for the people we love in our lives is so important. And that's something that I had to learn when my dad died. Anyone who has lost a parent or who has lost a family member can kind of relate to that bizarre feeling that comes with loss. And especially when it's kind of come from nowhere or it's very sudden, that is a gift in itself, because it teaches us to really hold tight to connection, connect with the people that we love in our lives. And I'm just so grateful that I got to see my mom after 2.5 years being apart. You know, it makes me realize every glance, every touch, every word, every sentence, it all matters. It all matters. And there were so many points on this trip where just looking at her, it was like I wanted to just stop time for just a second. And it was really nice. It was really nice to see my mom. I'm so glad I got to spend that time with her. Something that I often like to ask myself is, what would love do in this moment? Love is an energy. It is the most powerful energy there is. The lowest energy is fear, and the highest energy form is love. So I often like to ask myself, what would love do in this moment? If I embodied my true love energy, how would I react? How would I behave? What would I take action on? And having a life of inner peace, it demands that we take action on the messages that we receive. Not on the messages that are given to anyone else, or what other people are doing, or the roadmaps that anyone else has taken, but the messages that you are receiving for your journey in life. These are all powerful emotions and wonderfully valid and valuable emotions, and I encourage anyone who is ever going through a hard time to really validate those emotions as valid, as valuable, as opportunities for growth, as teachers. Every challenge is a teacher. Every hardship is a teacher. Stop and ask yourself, what can I get from this? What can I learn from this experience? There's so much to learn, and we are all students in this life, and there's just lessons everywhere. It is just a giant playground of learning. I've been enjoying long bike rides at golden hour, a cup of cocoa with a kindred spirit, trips to my old haunt, the local public library. So I am here at my old library. I used to live here at the Oceanside Public Library when I was a teenager. I would come here every day after school if I wasn't in rehearsal for some play or musical. And I would just spend all my days here. I would spend from 2:30 in the afternoon to like 8 o'clock at night just roaming these stacks and sitting at desks and writing and doing homework and just reading so many books. And it's so nice to be back in my hometown and just to see these old spots that I used to frequent all the time as a kid. Sometimes it's really nice just to connect with your childhood self and go back to the places that you used to love as a child. And for me, I sought solace in the library. I've been reading a lot of library books this past month. Free books are an incredible resource, and libraries are truly so underrated. These little outings of familiarity are my simple joys. As someone who moves around a lot, seeing old places that are familiar, going to places that haven't changed, seeing familiar faces is such a delight. Some of my personal favorites have been Pilgrims at Tinker Creek, The Ballad of the Sad Cafe, Where the Crawdads Sing, and The Hidden Life of Trees. Now as an adult, I'm finally able to notice the beauty of my hometown, beauty that I wasn't able to observe in my youth. Maturity comes with time. Wisdom comes with age. And while I still have a lot of experience and growth to be had, it's astonishing how much a person can change in just a few years. When I was a teenager, I was always thinking about the future. I was always living fast. I dreamed of big city life. But a lot can happen in 10 years. The last time I was here visiting, I was 24. And I've since slowed my life down a lot more. I'm able to see beauty more clearly. Gosh, the waves here are just absolutely magical. God, it's so beautiful here. There's just these pelicans and these massive birds that they fly in this triangle shape, and they're constantly like flying and making these rounds over my head, and they're just so beautiful to watch. There's these other birds that I've been watching for a long time now It's the little birds with the long beaks, and they put it in the sand. It's like they're trying to get bugs in the sand or something. I'm not sure. I could watch them for hours. It's always come very easy to me to notice the simple joys in my life, to notice the small, beautiful moments in the everyday. But I think when I was a teenager, I was so focused on getting out that I wasn't aware, or I didn't pay attention to the beauty of San Diego. I didn't pay attention to the beauty of my hometown. And now when I come back as an adult, just in a different place in life, I see the beauty so much deeper than I ever did before. And it's really beautiful here. And I'm convinced that surfers are the most present, fulfilled people in the world. Maybe that's an overstatement, but I sit on this beach every day and I watch the surfers out there, and they seem so present and so alive. And I watch them sit hunched over on their boards, just staring out on that horizon, just watching that sunset. And the waves come and it crashes into them, but they're so resilient. I watch the surfers a lot because I'm really inspired by them. I think anyone who surfs, who does it as a hobby or anything, I think people who surf know a lot about life. I think they're in on a secret. I'm convinced. I'm convinced that they know something. They're so in touch with the water, with this natural element of our earth, this element that consumes our planet. Our planet is mostly water. And these people who go out on these boards, they just immerse themselves in this beautiful wonder. I'm so inspired. I really want to learn how to surf. I really want to learn how to surf. I think it's time I get myself on my own board, you know? Get myself out there to experience it fully. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you what's going on here in California. Sometimes it's really hard to go back to your hometown because it's almost as if those childhood wounds resurface. Yeah, just memories resurface. Fears resurface. And if you're someone who got away from your childhood hometown, I really encourage you to go back sometime and visit and take some time to reflect on that, journal on that, meditate on that, you know? Go back to the place and really think about it. I've been doing a lot of journaling while I've been here because it's a lot to process. And I feel like every time I come back, I'm learning something new that I tucked away in my subconscious that I haven't pulled it out yet. I haven't dissected it and healed that part of me yet. And so coming back has been really therapeutic. It's been really good.